Okay, hello, good morning, good afternoon. It is a beautiful morning, spring morning here where I live, just the beginning of March. I thought I'd give a little reflection, again reflecting from my own personal experience. So over the past few days I've had a few instances of having to deal with challenging people, challenging situations, and I just thought, it'd be quite a good reflection for, well, not only for how I deal with it, but teaching myself, well, how do you deal with these situations? So the first step is getting out of the way. So imagine you've got a challenging person in front of you, someone who's being quite nasty or saying some hurtful things. It's to visualize, even if they're stood just in front of you, just to see that energy just going past you. So it's like you're getting out of the way on a spiritual, emotional level, even if it's not physically. You could see maybe you're wearing some form of armor or deflective material, so it just bounces off you. It doesn't go in. I think sometimes when challenging situations come up, people really feel that, ow, ooh, someone's being really nasty to me. And it kind of hits us, hits us in the body. It's like, ow. So, yeah, one of the situations which happened was someone was quite rude to me on the street, and it was like, oh. And all I did was just to visualise myself getting out of the way. So it's like, this guy's very unhappy. For whatever reason, I was in a good space, and I just got out of the way. Rather than reacting. Now, the teachings I've received about this is with something like karate. Someone throws the energy at you, you throw it back at them. It's like bam, 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 which is what a lot of the world does. It fights. Another thing is the judo. So someone comes at you and you use their energy to throw them out of the way. But with this, you're expending no energy. You're just getting out of the way. And in the situation with this person being rude to me on the street, they were on a motorcycle, they just drove off. And I didn't understand. And it was like, oh, but it didn't hit me at all. It's like, okay, fine. So that's the first step. First step is just get out of the way. Get out of the way. Just visualize yourself getting out of the way. That other person is upset. The second thing to do, which is really useful, is, I guess, being happy independent of circumstances. So even though this person is unhappy, you stay in your joy. You stay in your happiness. How do you do that? I've had this before. If you've got some happy memories, and this is why, if you look at some of my other videos, I talk about cultivating positive memory. I use them all the time. Every day I'm drawing on these positive memories and energies because that helps me to stay in a positive space. Something's coming up, quite powerful, and it's like, okay, stick with what is positive, what is lovely. And it's like we're not drawn into their space. We're not reacting. It's like just getting out of the way, really. So that's the second thing you can do. So first thing is, get out of the way. Second thing is just being happy independent of circumstances. It doesn't mean you smile at them or, but you just keep that happiness. You see that they're not in a good space and it will change for them. They're not always going to be like this. But all you can do is just stay in your happiness. You don't have to jump off your ship of your joy and jump into the the ocean where they are, where they're drowning, you're not going to help them. You're not going to help them. You're going to help them by staying in your space, your center, in your awareness of, oh yeah, I can be happy. So the third thing you can do, which on one level goes completely against the first two, but there are times when the first two don't seem to be working, and what I use and what I found in my life is I use as many tools as possible. Many tools. So, I might have 30 tools for dealing with challenging people. The third thing is taking responsibility. Someone's come into your experience. It's taking responsibility. If I'm the creator of my own reality, they have turned up because of me. Okay? So it's really important to go, oh yeah, it's something to do with me. Okay? So it doesn't mean you go, oh yeah, poor me. What you do is like, it's come in to my experience, therefore I can heal it. And it's a really powerful tool called Ho'oponopono, which is essentially, it's a Hawaiian technique which you repeat 4 words. And while you're repeating these 4 words, you're seeing the other person as divine. You're seeing them as made up of source energy. So on a quantum level, you're seeing them as energy. They're 99.9% light, everything is, and you see them as that. So in this instance, you repeat the 4 words. I'm sorry. I've created this, I'm sorry. Please forgive me. I love you. Thank you. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. I love you. Thank you. Now what this does is while they're being rude at you or whatever, rather than getting into anger and wanting to fight back, and I don't believe, you keep your heart open, which is very similar to the Tibetan technique called Tonglen. So what you're doing, while they're saying these things, you're just repeating the words, I'm sorry, please forgive me, I love you. Just seeing them as the divinity that they are. And you'll find that the energy is dissipated. They'll just go off, and you'll find you probably don't need to say anything, and you probably won't say anything. And the instance will be gone. What you could do as well is maybe after the event, if you've forgotten to do Tonglen, if you've got pulled into the situation, if you've forgotten to do the Ho'oponopono, then you do it afterwards. You just visualize that person and you say, I'm sorry, please forgive me, I love you, thank you, I'm sorry, please forgive me, I love you, thank you. It's obviously, it goes a lot deeper than that, the Ho'oponopono. You're not asking forgiveness from that person, and you don't say these words out loud. You say them in your mind, but you're keeping your heart open. You're seeing them as divine, and in fact, these words you're speaking to the divine. You're not speaking them to that person in their stuckness. You're speaking to the divine, and they are divine, this person who's come to challenge you. And when we stop and we do that, it's very powerful, this challenge. Not only does it go away in the moment, but the same situations don't continue because we've taken responsibility with our hearts. We're sending out that healing light. And I'll add in another one. The fourth thing is about is realizing that over time, something's very challenging, it was really hurtful at the time. Know that if you sleep on it, you'll feel better the next day. Know that the day after, you'll feel better. You'll get perspective. It's important to do the practices, to get out the way. It's important to be happy independent of circumstances. It's important to do the Ho'oponopono. But it's also important to remember that you'll feel better tomorrow. You know, for me yesterday I did get a bit upset. I did these things, but you know, it was someone very close to me and they said some hurtful things. And it was like, today I feel so much better. So it's patience. You know, life helps us to cultivate patience. So keep in that heart space. You know, keep in that heart space. So well done for taking responsibility in your life. You're an amazing being. And to take responsibility, it means it's how you affect others. So well done. May you be well.